Hey guys, it's Siobhan with Kitty and Beyond. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing Libra monthly horoscope videos for July 2019. So that can apply to Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, if you have Libra heavily in your chart, or if you just felt called to click on this video, there's probably some important messages here for you. Keep in mind that this is a general reading for the collective Libra energy, so it's picking up on a lot of different themes, a lot of different energy. Not everything's going to apply to everybody. Just take what resonates with you and leave the rest here because it's probably for somebody else. I always make these videos with the intention that you will receive love, healing, clarity, confirmations, insight, and activations, and I hope that you receive that with an open heart and an open mind. So Libra, I tuned into your energy and I channeled a little bit of information before we jump into the cards, and initially I just saw friends reaching out, a gathering. Then I saw somebody talking on the phone, kind of, you know, having a gab, I guess you would call it, like sitting on the couch or lying on the couch talking to a friend on the phone for an extended period of time. So connection, friendships, and socialization, support systems, emotional support systems, and sharing of love through communication seems to be a theme for you guys this month. So we'll see what comes up in the cards. I'm going to use a different deck today. I usually do the Rider-Waite as the main deck for the month, but this Psychic Tarot by John Holland really wanted to come forward for all of the horoscope readings this month. So I'm using that deck, and it's got slightly different meanings and imagery, so there's messages specifically from this deck for the collective this month. Okay, so Libra monthly energy for July, current self, please. Oh, solar plexus chakra. Okay, what is the theme of the month? Another chakra card. So disruption, which is the Tower card, and sacral chakra. And what is the key goal? Conflict and defeat seems to be haunting these readings this month. I think almost every single horoscope has gotten conflict and defeat somewhere in their reading, so that's interesting. What is the obstacle to overcome? It's too many. Well, there's two, so we'll take that. Accelerated motion and positive movement forward. So that's interesting. Both of these are 8s, and both of them are to do with motion. What is the major accomplishment for Libras this month? What is the major accomplishment? Patience and planning. What should be avoided? Wow, that was really fast. The crown chakra. What to embrace? What to embrace? Oops. Intuition and rest and rejuvenate. Where to find support. Emotional loss. Oh, destiny. Okay. And what is the advice and encouragement? You guys are getting a lot of doubles, lots of 2 cards. New beginnings and shadow. Okay. So your current self energy is coming up as the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is all about your I am presence. It's your confidence, it's your sense of self, it's connected to your intuition, your gut feelings. It's located literally in your stomach, so it's your gut feeling. If it's imbalanced, it can be blocked by shame. It can be blocked by lack of self-confidence, by lack of willpower. In the very balanced sense, it is confidence, surety of self, knowing your abilities, using your abilities with confidence, being self-empowered, basically. So this current self-energy could be either in the light side or the dark side, depending on where you're at right now with your energy and with specifically your chakra system. So that's interesting. Solar plexus it's your connection to your abilities as well, at a certain sense. So if you're denying your intuition and you're allowing your ego to take over, that can be limiting you in all aspects. So the theme of the month is the sacral chakra and disruption. So this is potentially a shift in your environment when it comes to relationships, because the sacral chakra has a lot to do with your relationships. This is your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others around you, so friends and family, potentially even colleagues if at work. But the sacral chakra is also to do with self-expression and emotional expression, and it's especially involved in creativity. So if there's a disruption in your solar plexus, it can be due to, so for example, the Tower card and sacral. The Tower card and the sacral chakra coming out together indicates to me that there may be a breakup. There may be a movement away from certain family members or support systems that once assisted you, and now they're becoming detrimental in some way. And that may be why you're reaching out for support more from friends rather than from immediate family or loved ones. This could also indicate a disruption or a blockage in your ability to express yourself creatively, a blockage in your ability to tap into your own sense of pleasure in life, and as well as, or in the extreme cases, this could be a loss of a pregnancy, a miscarriage, or a stillbirth, but that's quite extreme, and I'm not necessarily seeing that here. Well, actually, there very well could be. There actually could be that, because we've got emotional loss, destiny, lots of rest and rejuvenate. Yeah, so somebody may have lost a baby. I'm really sorry if that's happened to you. That's happened to me. So I understand that the pain, the physical pain, the emotional pain, the spiritual pain of that. Okay, let's move forward. The key goal here is conflict and defeat. So what does that mean? If the key goal is conflict and defeat, well, not necessarily in that sense, right? So the key goal is not to fall into conflict and defeat, but rather to alleviate yourself of conflict and defeat. And in this respect, this is kind of self-sabotage. This conflict and defeat is self-inflicted, because in other renditions of the Five of Swords, there is two people who have gone into a battle, or potentially three people who have gone into a battle of some kind, and one of them has come out victorious while the other two have lost. But in this card in particular, he's by himself. He's making the choice to walk down those stairs, and he's walking into the darkness and away from the light. So this is a choice. This is a choice that you've made on a subconscious level, in some way to punish yourself. So I think it's going to be a month of looking at your beliefs about yourself and delving into why you think that you're unworthy, or why you're lacking the confidence, or why these disruptive things are happening in your life, because at some level you may be subconsciously punishing yourself for feeling inadequate in some way, and therefore creating this conflict and this defeat. But if that's not the case, then this is just getting you out of conflict and defeat in your relationships, in your life around you. So if there's tower moments happening, it's because those things that you have attached to or that are in your reality are not in alignment with who you are, and they are causing conflict and defeat. So take it how it resonates with you, but we are in the portal between two major eclipses. By the time this comes out, it's going to be right before the partial lunar eclipse in Capricorn opposing Cancer. So we have also the galactic Mayan New Year, not New Year, what is it called? It's a 260-day count cycle, and the new version of that, like the very beginning of that, is at the end of this month. So, so there's a lot going on right now. We also have 5 planets plus Chiron in retrograde, so that's 6 astrological bodies in retrograde right now. So there's a lot of chaos energetically, but it's happening for a reason. This is all destined. So let's move forward. The obstacle to overcome, that's funny how I just said let's move forward. Positive movement forward. The obstacle to overcome here is how quickly things are happening, because you may be stuck to old ways of operating in your life. You might be stuck in old habits, and this accelerated motion and this accelerated purging and releasing of karmic things that are no longer in alignment with your soul, or they're causing you to become imbalanced, is ultimately, in the long run, it's positive for you, but in this now moment, it can seem really disruptive, really overwhelming, really chaotic, really emotionally draining. So these 2 8s together really speaks to me of karma, and that has been a major underlying theme within all of the horoscope readings this month so far. Every single one has had to do in some way with purging karma, releasing karmic timelines, releasing karmic imprints, releasing karmic beliefs, karmic cycles. All of these things are coming up for review. That's why we are in so many retrogrades. All of those retrogrades allow you the time and the space to review, to reorient, to rebalance, to reintegrate. All RE, it's RX, but it's RE, in that this is a redo period. So anything that's not working for you is going to be moved out of your life. And if this is ways of thinking, because we've got mental conflict here, if this is ways or beliefs, if this is beliefs that aren't working for you, or self-beliefs that are actually limiting you, then this is very much moving you out of that. And again, this is destined. This is very much fated energy. This is happening for a reason, and you're not alone in this, because this is literally happening for everyone. It's happening for me big time in very many ways. It's challenging my my sense of self-worth. So I'm right there with you with this solar plexus and sacral chakra energy. It's a lot of shakeup as it relates to how you relate to other people, because other people are just mirrors in your life, reflecting back to you what you believe about yourself. So if you have consistently negative relationships, then there's an underlying belief that that is what you're going to get, or there's an underlying belief that that is what you deserve, or that's what you feel about yourself. So however that person treats you, that's subconsciously how you feel about yourself. Maybe you were learned, and that's not to say that you even are aware of this, because you may have been programmed with this. You may have had this passed down to you from ancestors through your genetic DNA. So it sucks. It really sucks, because it's like you didn't even, it's not your karma, it's not your trauma, and yet it's passed down to you. And so as light workers, as aware beings, as awakened individuals, we have a certain set of responsibilities as it relates to healing that trauma, not only our own trauma, but the trauma of our ancestors as well as the collective. So it's quite, there's a lot on our plate. It's easy to get overwhelmed by that, especially how quickly things are happening. But on the plus side, it is coming up in the obstacle position, but this card in particular, this is the Eight of Wands, and in other decks it's just a bunch of wands flying through the air, but in this deck it is this shooting star, and she's looking at it with hope. So this is giving me that feeling of, you know, keep the faith. Everything's going to work out the way that you are hoping that it will, or it'll work out better than you're hoping that it will. But you really just have to be patient, and that's the next card coming up. So this positive movement forward is really good. It's moving away from things that aren't working for you. And this patience and planning is the accomplishment. So have patience with what's happening right now around you. Try to find balance, because I'm seeing these two pillars and the seasons. Okay, so we've got, it's raining, it's sunny, it's fall, it's winter there. So everything has its season. Everything has its time. And this is what this Wheel of Fortune is really all about. This is the wheel of life that spins around. Every phase, every cycle has importance, has purpose. So have patience with where you're at, with what cycle you're in, and plan for the cycle ahead. So this cycle that we're in collectively right now is very much, like I said, about purging, releasing karma, healing old trauma. So how we can plan for the future in that respect is to change our habits, change our beliefs, change the way we think about these things or the way we feel about these things, change how we express our emotions, change how we feel about ourselves or what we believe about ourselves. What story are you telling yourself on a continual basis? Like, do you wake up in the morning and beat yourself up about every little thing? Or do you wake up in the morning and feel good about yourself and look at yourself in the mirror and, you know, give yourself finger guns and be like, it's going to be a good day? Maybe it's a mix of both. That's balance, right? It gives us perspective. I've seen 711 2 times since filming this video, once in the time and once in the recording time. So, and I've got 2 7s here as well. So that's major activations and healing. Spiritual seeking and connection as you move forward. And this is also lucky energy. So we just had that 7-7 portal a few days ago of when I'm filming this. And that was very much about opening this energetic gateway so that we can move through it into a new portion of our spiritual journey. So what to avoid? We have the crown chakra. Now this is interesting, and I'm going to get some clarifiers, because the crown chakra is very much about connection to source. So this is how we connect to our higher self. This is connected to claircognizance, which is just knowing something, not knowing how you know it. You just know it. It's like a big download of information that comes in through the top of your head. And it's our connection to our multidimensional self, our higher self, our oversoul, our spirit guides, God, source, the energy of the universe, the Reiki, all of it. So this crown chakra, if it's blocked, if it's becoming blocked, okay, so that's what they're saying. I don't even need to pull clarifiers, because they're saying that what to avoid is blocking your crown chakra with fear. So the crown chakra is blocked by feelings of separation, feelings of lack as it relates to fitting in your community. Also, that's root chakra, but in this respect, they're showing me, okay, so that's why they showed me you connecting with friends and communicating with friends. So this is actually going to rebalance a blocked crown chakra, because it will show you that you are connected. So communicating with people of like mind, of like energy, your vibe, your tribe, that is your vibe, is going to allow you to feel connected again to a higher power, to feel supported in the physical, but also to this existential source of knowledge. I still want to get a card though. But yes, what blocks the crown chakra is feelings of separation. So feeling like you're all alone in the world, like you're cut off from all of this external energy. Yeah, so Three of Cups, this is rejoice and celebration. This is reunion. So this is you actually reuniting with people that you may have been separated from. And this is actually going to create that positive movement forward. So I feel like there's something happening. There's something happening as it relates to past energy around relationships and how that made you feel about yourself and all of the conflict and self-defeating, self-sabotaging habits that created. And now you're being given the opportunity to move out of that really, really quickly. And so all of that past trauma is coming up for review so that you can look at it. So you might have, exes popping in and out of your life. You may have childhood stuff coming up in your dreams, or in your, you could just be having sort of like little premonitions or memories that seem to pop out of nowhere, and all of a sudden you're thinking of, this ex that you had years and years ago, and you haven't thought about them in years, and all of a sudden there they are in your mind. Well, this is the review period that we're in. That's not to say that you're going to reunite with them. That's not what I'm saying at all. Unless that is something that you feel is for you. But I don't feel that specifically. I feel that this time is going to allow you to release a lot of the junk that you've been carrying in your suitcases, that it's been weighing you down, essentially. And once you release that, if you have the patience to go through this healing process within yourself, then you're going to be able to reconnect to your spirit guides, to your source self. So this rejoice and celebration, this reunion, to me really speaks of connecting with your support network on the other side. So this is passed away loved ones. This is your spiritual guides, your guardian angels. We have more than one or two. We have more than, there's very, very many. This is reuniting with aspects of yourself that you may have lost in the past, and now you're calling your power back to you. You're reintegrating lost fragments of yourself that have been broken through trauma in the past. Interesting. Okay. And they're drawing my attention to the pumpkin. So this actually may happen around October. But what's happening now is setting the stage for what's going to happen in the future. So the positive movement forward and the accelerated motion are taking place because of the disruption, because of the having to be faced and to deal with what the conflict and defeat was, what the disruption was, and having the patience and the planning to move forward. But I'm feeling October or sometime in autumn, so possibly September, October. I was going to say November, but no, not November. September or October for somebody. That this is when you're going to have this reunion with who? Who is this reunion with? Oh, the Fool. So it's a new beginning, and we've got the Fool here in this card, or in this deck as well. So that's two new beginnings. So it's a brand new beginning. The Moon and the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, so okay, so this is a reunion with your subconscious mind, your higher mind, your higher self, your independent self. So this is not necessarily you coming into reunion with somebody else. This is actually you standing in your true power. A new beginning in the way that you relate to yourself. It's almost as if there's a new you being born. Like the old you is dying and this new you is being born anew. This rebirth process. That's interesting. All right, well, what's up? We have what to embrace. So embrace, rest, and rejuvenate, Four of Swords, and intuition, which is the High Priestess. So, to me, this really speaks of meditation. even in the description, like even in the imagery here, very much about meditation. So I think for you guys right now, it's going to be imperative to connect to your soul self. So if you haven't been taking time to meditate, if you haven't been taking time to go outside and ground your energy, or give yourself the space that you need to connect to your intuition, which is also that solar plexus energy, then this is really going to be the month or the time to do that. Not necessarily just this month, but starting now, you're being forced to deal with all this stuff that's coming up. And you have all of the tools that you need to be able to transmute that into something positive. So all this stuff doesn't come up to weigh you down. All this stuff comes up to set you free. Because when you're aware of it and when you can see it from a higher perspective, that's when you can come into this wisdom. These experiences get transformed into wisdom, and then you're able to let them be what they were, without that self-judgment, without that self-hate, without that self-criticism, or without all of those against somebody else. You let go of all of the negative emotions around the situation or whatever it was, or the memory, because it's no longer playing out in that same repeat cycle. It's like you see the cycle for what it is, and now you're ready to move forward. So where to find support? Emotional loss and destiny. So the support system here is the emotional loss coming up for review, so that you can let go of it, because he does kind of look like he's holding on to it. He's holding on to it, and the more he holds on to it, the bigger the problem becomes. And it's all in his head. It's in his heart also, but it's all in his head. He's refusing to let go of whatever happened to him or through him or around him. Whatever it was, there's some form of attachment that has grown from that. And now this destiny wheel of fortune energy has come in to bring it up so you can let it go. So if it's coming up, don't push it away. Don't avert your eyes. Don't bury your head in the sand. If it's coming up for a reason. So this is your destiny. This is your chance. This is your time to really look at what's coming up and let it go. Heal it properly. Get the closure that you need within you. And that, if you need actual closure, you can write a letter to that person and burn it. Because even if they don't ever read it, that energy goes out. Okay, so find the closure that you need, especially around this full moon. This is huge, huge for karmic release. This is like unprecedented for karmic release, because we have to. We cannot move higher with this energy still within us and around us and in the collective. So this has to happen now. So no more putting it on the back burner. No more making excuses and procrastinating about it. And I'm guilty of this too. So I'm giving you tough love right now, but I'm giving it to myself too, because I am guilty for that, hands down. I will heal everybody else and then put myself on the back burner. And right now it's coming up big time. Like, no, you can't do that anymore, Siobhan. You have to heal. Get your shit together. So, yes, we are in this together. And if you feel like you can't do this on your own, please reach out to me, because I would love to help you. And not to distract me from my own healing, because I'm learning to bring that into balance. But that's part of my journey. Through healing others, I learn to better heal myself. So, advice and encouragement, we have shadow and new beginnings. So again, this is a new way of looking at what happened in the past. These shadow aspects are coming up now for a review. They're coming up now to be reprocessed so that you can let them go, because they've just been gathering dust in the back of your mind. And the longer that you leave that stuff there, the worse it's going to get. Okay, so they're showing me, and I heard this analogy the other day. They're showing me, like, you wouldn't take your garbage out of your kitchen and then leave it by the front door, because yes, you took it over there, but you didn't take it all the way out. So it's just going to stink up the entire house instead of just stinking up the kitchen. So it's like, if all of this stuff is coming out and you're not actually taking it out and putting it in the dumpster, then it's just going to stink everything up. So it's really important to put it out, put it away, finish it, burn it, transmute this energy with the violet flame. Whatever you need to do. If you need Reiki, please reach out to me. If you need a tarot session, please reach out to me, because this shit has got to go, because this new beginning is now. It's right now, and it's moving forward fast. So we kind of, we got to get with the program here, guys. Let's get an Amenti Oracle. I'm so grateful for you guys for sending me donations and supporting my work and my channel. This is one of the new decks I purchased with your donation money. So I speak with good intent. And what is that in relation to? I speak with good intent. Oh, yeah. Ace of Swords. So Ace of Swords can be about communication and communicating authentically, speaking your mind, and thinking clearly as well. So I speak with good intent, to me, is asking us, asking you Libras, to balance how it is that you think, because how you speak is a reflection of how you think. And if you think negatively, then chances are pretty good that you're going to speak negatively. So complaining, judging, self-deprecating, that's a big one, especially for Libras. So this is about really focusing on how you're thinking, being aware of your thoughts, and are they serving you or are they harming you? And being very careful of what you say, making sure that all of the words that you use are loving. Because if you're using hateful words or negative words, then that energy is around you. It's within you. You call that into being. You create that. You give that life. So don't give that life. You want to give life to the positive aspects, the positive words, the loving words. Okay, they're showing me in my mind a bottle of water with truth as the label. So this to me means two things. One, first of all, the Ace of Swords is also about truth, and speaking with good intent is also about speaking truth. But that doesn't mean that you just go out and blatantly say anything. It's about speaking your truth. So this is about just communicating authentically from a place of love. That's in alignment with your soul. That's in alignment with God, with Source, with your higher self. That's ultimately what your deepest truth is. Another thing is that when you put words on water, they actually influence the crystallization of the water molecules. So you can look up Dr. Masaru Emoto, Dr. Emoto, and he did a lot of work on words and energy and how they affect water. And he showed that if you use really negative, hateful speech or thoughts and you direct that at water or a plant or a living thing of any kind, it's going to cause detrimental effects to that plant. So all of these negative things that you're thinking or saying about others or about yourself ultimately are very damaging. Not just at an emotional, mental level, but at a physical, spiritual, energetic level, they're damaging. So I don't think you want to be doing that. That's not only bad karma for you, but it's putting you in those karmic cycles, right? So that's where this disruption can come from. And make sure that you're speaking with people who are speaking with good intent as well. Because if they're speaking negatively, even if it's about somebody else and it's not related to you, if they're speaking negatively, it's going to influence you as well, because you're just in the vicinity of that negative energy, right? Yeah, so I recommend looking up Dr. Emoto's work, because we are more than 70% water. Our bodies are more than 70% water. So if you can program water that way with words and intention, you can program your own body that way with words and intention. And I've seen it happen with working with the energy system in Reiki. You can program your chakra systems to spin and work in a healthy way simply by repeating affirmations and setting the intention. You have to do it with consistency. There needs to be patience, there needs to be planning, but you can do it. So you've got this opportunity for a new beginning. Make sure that you're starting fresh, that you are using this opportunity to move forward in your truth. Any of the disruptions or the conflicts that are happening around you are ultimately getting you away from things, situations, or people that aren't serving you. So embrace it, trust your intuition to guide you forward, and ultimately come into reunion with your soul family, whether that be here on earth or in the non-physical realms, you know, through meditation and things like that. So yeah, pretty awesome reading, Libra. I'm wishing you the best of luck in the month of July going forward. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys would like to book a personal reading with me or a Reiki healing session, all of the information is in the description box below. And I just recently updated my prices to reflect some of the summertime sadness that's going on right now. We are in a really energetically taxing period, and I wanted to lower my prices a little bit so that more people can afford my services, because I don't want to exclude anybody based on price, right? It's important that we all get healing at this point. And if you are struggling and you really, really don't have a lot of money, I'm thinking of setting up a program where there are like non-monetary energy exchanges. So email me if you'd like more information on that. And yeah, good luck with this one, guys. I'm right there with you. It's tough, but we can do it. I believe in us. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next month. Bye.